Alright, yo, we got one more video for you guys. Trying my best to still figure out the audio for you guys when it comes to recording. Streaming is perfectly fine. Yeah, I can come into Twitch and it's perfectly fine in here. But yeah, man, we got this video. It's called The End of Drake. I think it's called by it's made by Jivu Draws. If I'm saying it wrong, y'all could like freaking kill me in the comments, but here we go.
Failing genre, the fall of hip-hop. Hip-hop is dying. Over the past year, both the media and the rap community
Facts.
have observed rap
I feel like hip hop music has been going down recently.
He's influenced many
until the diss
changes to
tracks started coming out.
Music quality, soulless, uninspiring, TikTokified, and most importantly, stale. The art of the genre was gone. And while the future of upcoming artists is up for grabs, rap demanded change. And like always, change happened.
Earthquake. Yep, we're having an earthquake.
Fuck the big three. Nigga, it's just big me. Nigga,
shut up, clock.
That song is a banger.
Be advised, hostile canine unit spotted.
Reconnecting. That's a throwback to Black Ops 2.
In an instant, the rap civil war started, the biggest people in the industry going at each other. But from how some rappers approached the situation, it started to look more like Drake versus everyone.
20v1.
But what led to the sudden
20v1
backlash against
type
Drake?
shit.
And why did it all happen after Kendrick dissed him? To understand, we need to revisit every significant feud with artists involving Drake leading up to Kendrick Lamar.
I go
with
back.
The first being Future. Drake and Future's collaboration spans over a decade, highlighted by many iconic hits and their joint album, What a Time to Be Alive.
Metro gon' make it boom on these hoes, and me, I just stick and move on these hoes.
However, their complex relationship began in 2012, when Future inspired Drake's hit, Started from the Bottom.
Nigga started from the bottom, now we here.
Ooh, I didn't even know he was the one that helped him with this song.
Drake showed his appreciation for inspiring him with the song by giving Future Champagne, which Future was upset about since he needed publishing since it was early in his career.
So when we was at the studio, Drake came by the studio, and I always tell my engineer, started from the bottom. So when I say started from the bottom, he
Somebody in chat said he started from the bottom of that floor in Degrassi. I don't even know if that's the right show. I think it might have been Glee, but you're onto something. You're onto something.
He bought me a bottle of Louis XIII that I never opened up because of this story, and I'm like, man, I want a bottle, I need publishing.
Future then criticized Drake's new album, Nothing Was the Same, leading to Drake removing Future from his 2013
Instead
tour.
of spending that $800 to like $19,000 on that damn alcohol bottle, you could have gave him that money for publishing, or maybe helped him with his music to get it out there.
Despite these
Maybe that's
conflicts,
just me.
they still continue to release music together and perform together many times. Fast forward 7 years later, and things take a turn, with Drake collaborating with 21 Savage instead of releasing the sequel for What a Time to Be Alive with Future.
Damn.
And Drake seemingly took shots at Future on the project. On More M's, he says, they got love for the boys so they fake it. Crack a couple jokes to some bitches on some snake shit. What happened to that fella claiming OVO? We traded him. Now, could have Drake traded him for 21
Possibly.
Savage? Maybe. But clearly he was referring to Future. Tweets,
Yeah, he was.
chain, jackets. Yeah, I mean, come on. We get more lines on the song stating, probably why these hoes love to shower me with praises. Might have fucked a rapper, girl, but you ain't fucked
Fuck
Drake,
Drake
yet.
yet.
And this is where the beef truly starts.
You know
And
what?
it's with a woman.
I realized that in Drake's past, in his history, I guess, he's beefed with rappers over girls multiple times. Not even just once. It happened multiple times with multiple people.
Allegedly named Princess Diana. On Fear of Heights, Drake says, he might take you on trips and he might have some hits, but baby, not more than me. He might be at the trap and order some ones, but ain't throwing more than me. So listeners
He ain't
may
lying.
think the trap as a nod to Future's roots in trap music, but actually this line has a double meaning, referring
Double
to the Booby
entendre.
Trap strip club, where Drake was spotted with a woman named Diana. Coincidentally, the title of one of the tracks on Metro and
He's
Future's
wearing
collab
a
album. Allegedly,
skin
Drake
tone
and Future
shirt.
found themselves involved with the same woman, which is not out of the ordinary in the rap world, no one cares, but here's where it gets interesting. So when we look at the hit Type Shit off the first Metro and Future album, it confirms that the lyrics on More M's were about Future. Just a sad hoe running through the crew, which could be OVO. Bunch of rich fellas,
OVO.
hoes get confused. She fucked me, ran her mouth cause I'm a boss.
Type shit.
So when we look at the Drake track, What Would Pluto Do? Pluto, obviously the nickname for Future. What would Pluto do? He'd fuck the hoe.
So I did too.
Now, let's be for real. Future is the last person that would beef with someone over a woman.
Cause he don't care about these hoes. They for the streets.
She belongs to the streets.
But when
Ski!
Drake is flaunting it in his face multiple times in tracks, saying that he's the top prize, saying yes, you're messing with Future, but there's always going to be another level being himself. All in all, it's just two individuals with a large amount of pride and ego, and Future ultimately fell victim to that reason. Will they reunite? Maybe, but for now, their connection remains deeply complex.
I guess Drake won that round.
And fractured. But someone who did take women beef to heart rather than ego was no other than ASAP Rocky.
Be plotting on the op, she the one who got the drop. Just a free quick fix to the and it's okay. They gonna take me back.
Initially lacking mainstream support, Drake offered him a platform by getting him on his tour.
I'm trying to earn the right to call myself ASAP Drizzy.
The glaze. The glaze.
Rocky found himself alongside Kendrick Lamar on the tour. Yeah, crazy. A young Kendrick and Rocky side stage, watching Drake on the main stage. Them three collaborated on Fucking Problems, which became a massive hit.
Word, ain't heard my album, who you sleeping on? But she living set the valley now, vacation.
And likely.
However, even though Drake helped Rocky build up his career, again, a woman entered the picture. But this time, it was a very
Again, it had to be a woman. Are we surprised? Are we surprised? I don't think we're surprised.
superstar.
Heels, no shirt, no skirt. All I'm in is just skin.
She made me feel small. She made me feel nervous.
She's someone I've been in love with since I was 22 years old.
Aww.
Oh, I have love for Rihanna.
We have love for Rihanna.
Drake has desperately been pursuing Rihanna over the years, and there's speculation that they did in fact date one another. Rumors of them being involved with one another circled again in 2015.
Oh,
However,
man.
Rihanna later became involved with ASAP Rocky,
Yeah.
which over the years was also involved with potential rumors
she's
of
a
being
fashion
intimate with one
killer.
another.
Rihanna, she get it from her mama.
Intertwining the timeline.
Banger
with
song,
Drake.
Fashion
And when
Killer.
Drake's uncertain relationship with Rihanna didn't work out, he began to sneak diss her throughout his music.
He's been doing that for
many
years.
And while Rocky was mostly ignoring the disses throughout the years, it wasn't until recently that Drake
He
renewed his
answered
shots
back.
at Rihanna,
He answered
making
back.
them very clear.
He answered
rather
back
than
with the
subtle,
most
off his
recent
For All the Dogs
remix that he
project.
joined on.
And Pretty Flacco, bitch, this shit get really rocky. I'm anti, which referring to Rihanna's last album in 2016.
We knew this.
Anti.
We knew this.
Yeah, and the sex was average with you.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm anti because I had it with you.
Damn.
So it wasn't until Kendrick dropped his diss on Future and Metro's album, which had Rocky finally respond on the second project. It wasn't crazy shots, and some say Rocky should have defended his girl way sooner, but Rocky was the bigger person here. He could have escalated the situation way worse through his music or on social media.
I mean, he
but
could
instead,
have.
he was silent.
He
And yeah,
could
it's
have.
unfortunate to see their once solid relationship strained. Both men are clearly in love with the same woman. Love with quotations, because this is Drake we're talking about. And while the other shares children with the woman and intends to be with her forever.
So we see Rocky run. Rocky won. Rocky
Someone
won.
who hasn't
Rocky
been
won.
quiet through the years has been the very outspoken Kanye West.
I think it's just a fatherfucking sky, you know?
Let's keep zoning, let's keep floating, let's keep moaning. Girl, I know that it ain't no.
Everybody wants to know what I would do if I didn't win.
I guess we'll never know.
I guess we'll never know.
Ah!
The relationship between Drake and Kanye has seen both friendship and rivalry. It began with Kanye directing
Hey
the
yo!
music
Appreciate the follow. Appreciate the follow. Welcome into the chat. Welcome into the chat.
video for Drake's 2009 hit, Best I Ever Had,
Baby, you my everything.
You all I ever wanted. We can do it real big.
which created speculation of Kanye sabotaging the video with sexist scenes due to his jealousy of concerns over Drake taking his popularity. Tensions then peaked in 2011 when Drake hinted at surpassing Kanye and Jay-Z's Watch the Throne album with lines like,
Like the throne is for the taking. Watch me
all I care about is
Despite
money
this,
in the
they
city
appeared
that I'm
friendly,
from.
performing together at the OVO Fest in 2013 and even discussing a collab album together in 2015.
Me and Drake had where we was gonna do an album together. And
They
the
were
album's
supposed to
called
do an
Feuds.
album
Later
together.
that year on Ye's Pablo tour, Kanye ranted for about 15 minutes with one of the topics about him not having respect for Drake because he's pop and soft. Drake knew Ye very well, and he forgave him because he knew it was just a random rant because, you know, it's Kanye.
It's Kanye.
So Drake and Kanye collaborated again on the song Glow off More Life.
Like I'm gun-proof. Watch out for me.
But in 2018, the pettiness gets started.
Oh,
Kanye
no.
invited Drake to Wyoming to collaborate on music. Ye was generous enough to give an amazing beat to Drake called Lift Yourself. But then,
I remember
Kanye
that.
later released a song with the
That
same
beat was
and the
fire.
song was legit
Except
just
Kanye
mockery
West made
out
a
of Drake.
song.
Wake up now.
He made a song with the beat.
Like sends me something I did. Yo, I love you, brother. Lift Yourself comes out with him just talking nonsense.
Boopy scoop. Scoop-de-dee-poop.
Understandably,
scoop.
Drake was furious as the beat was now unusable since Kanye ruined it. And
I mean,
while
I
this
wouldn't
was
say he
happening,
ruined
the
it.
ongoing
He just
feud
put his
between
own
Pusha
little
T and
Kanye
Drake
West spin
became
on
a
it.
major issue. And that's when Pusha T revealed to the world that Drake was a deadbeat father, that he was hiding his kid from the world that he had with an adult performer. And Kanye
Still one of the hardest dissing bars ever in modern like diss track times. You feel me?
allegedly was the only
Type
person
shit.
that knew about Drake's situation. So that pissed off Drake.
Yeah.
So rumors started flying around that Drake slept with Kanye's wife at the time, Kim Kardashian. And his
Kiki,
music showed
do
hints
you
of that.
love me?
Most
Are
importantly,
you
in the
riding?
viral song In My Feelings,
Kiki, do you love me? Are you riding? Say you never ever.
which has the hook
Disrespect.
seemingly describing Ye's wife. And Kanye
Disrespect.
addressed it in an Instagram live.
Making rumors or thinking that you fuck my wife and you're not saying nothing and you carrying it like that, that don't sit well with my spirit. I wouldn't make no song called Riri. So when you're like, oh, I don't know where it come from, you too smart for that, bro.
Yeah,
You know
come
where that
on.
come from.
Come on.
Don't make no record.
He
with
stirred a
nothing that
pot.
could be
He
confused.
stirred a
Nobody
pot.
from
He
my
stirred a
family,
pot.
Nothing that could be even mentioned. Don't speak on my wife, bro. Like, none of y'all speak on my wife, period.
Drake continued to diss and give
Period.
subliminals to Kanye in songs like Sicko Mode, and went and dissed Ye's Yeezy shoes and No Stylist, which
Yeesh.
apparently is a very sensitive topic for Kanye.
Yeah, don't talk about his clothing, you know? If anything, if this is not an example, then look at what happened with Kai Cenat and his sweatpants. Man started going crazy off of him.
Due to his fashion line, and it sparked a now deleted Twitter rant insulting Drake from Kanye, demanding an apology from
Somebody
Drake.
got to take his
Things
phone away.
finally seemed to slow down, but when we fast forward to 2021, their competitive nature forms again.
It got worse.
Both artists were set to release their highly anticipated albums,
Donda and CBO, right?
Certified Lover Boy,
Yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah,
and the
man.
rivalry escalated on social media, with Kanye resorting to doxing Drake. Yeah, I mean, things got out of hand. This turned the release of their albums into a musical showdown, with the internet going into a frenzy on which album was superior.
No, you
But
know,
when the album
I-
rivalry died down,
You know what? Somebody just asked, do I think Donda or CBO won? I don't know. Both of them had great songs. If I'm gonna be completely honest, more replay value, I'm gonna say CBO. That's just because it's more toward the songs that were released on Certified Lover Boy was definitely like radio playing type music. Donda was more like, you know, Kanye West type of music. We're gonna describe it like that.
Jay Prince intervened to help rekindle the two. And if Jay Prince tells you to do something, you kind of got to do it. No diddy. But yeah, it seemed to work. Kanye later posted an apology video on Instagram and proposed a joint concert to raise money for Larry Hoover in December of that year.
Okay.
And they did it. It was a huge
Fire.
deal. After a decade of pettiness from one another,
Fire.
it seemed like these two were finally on good terms.
Finally.
Yeah, sure. Even after all the ups and downs, mostly downs, Drake once again dissed Kanye in his joint album with 21 Savage, reading, linking up with the ops, bitch, I did that shit for Jay Prince. And while Kanye didn't initially respond, I don't know, he probably had other things going on.
Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table, especially Hitler.
He later took another opportunity this year to diss Drake again, making
Again?
the situation about himself
Again?
by dropping a Like That remix after Kendrick Lamar did. And while it was a mix of being competitive and being petty, it seems we'll never see a healthy relationship
We'll
between
never
them
see
ever
a
in the
healthy
future.
relationship between them. Never.
But what happens when an artist comes out of retirement to diss Drake again? Well,
Are we
that's
talking
what
about The
happened
Weeknd?
with The Weeknd.
Often, baby, I can make that pussy rain. Often.
I put it up a little bit because I like The
Traces back
Weeknd.
to 2010, when Drake discovered The Weeknd's talent from being a Toronto native.
Weekend, baby.
I remember this video. It reminded me of Michael Jackson. Woo!
Drake ended up featuring him at his shows and started promoting his music and even gave him a feature on the song The Zone. As well as featuring the upcoming artist on Crew Love off of Take Care. The
Banger
Weeknd was
songs,
starting to
banger
rise in fame,
songs.
and Drake was quick to take action by trying to sign him to his label, OVO. But The Weeknd opted for Republic Records, which was easily the greatest decision he's ever made. Drake would feature on The Weeknd's album Kissland called Live For.
It's the shit that I live for. It's the shit that I die for. It's the shit that I live for.
Which would unfortunately mark their last collaboration ever.
Unfortunate.
Part of the reason is that The Weeknd revealed to the world that he had a massive involvement to the creation of Drake's Take Care album, which led...
What? Did he just... You're telling me The Weeknd made the album pretty much? Yo, what? I never knew that. I never knew that. That's actually news to me. Whoa. And that was a banger of an album, no cap. So like probably like one of my like top 20 albums. Not gonna lie, like
creation of Drake's Take Care album, which led people thinking that it wasn't just Drake's album, since The Weeknd had the vision, in which apparently Drake didn't want to reveal to everyone.
Of course
Years
not,
later,
Drake.
And they would finally
he wouldn't want to
reunite for the
reveal
OVO
that.
tour in 2017.
I mean, he doesn't even want to reveal his ghostwriters. What makes you think he's gonna reveal somebody who basically made the idea of an album, or made the whole album pretty much?
Same year, Drake was rumored to be dating The Weeknd's ex-girlfriend, Bella Hadid, which obviously could have sparked something. The Weeknd ended up later getting back with his ex, which started to create subtle disses between Drake and The Weeknd over the next few years. Then this year, The Weeknd finally showed his separation from Drake on Future and Metro Boomin's second album.
And dissed him in the
what's
most
crazy
beautiful
about
way
all this
possible.
was the fact that The Weeknd was done with features. He wasn't supposed to drop any more music until his final album under the name The Weeknd was completed. But yet, he came out of that retirement just to diss Drake.
That's
And being The
wild.
Weeknd, he did it in probably the most beautiful diss.
Of course he did.
When they got leaks in the operation, I thank God that I never signed my life away, which is referring to OVO.
To OVO,
They would
right?
do the big talk. They got shooters. And yeah, to this point, it's very unlikely we'll ever see them collaborate.
The Weeknd
again,
won that
or at
round.
least
That's for
anytime
sure.
soon.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
But what
Of course The
happens
Weeknd
when the
won.
artist is desperate for Drake's attention? Well,
Rick
that's
Ross. So we
Florida
talking about
rapper
Rick Ross.
Yeah.
Tupac money twice over, still a real nigga, red Coochie sweater, dice roller. Bitch, you weren't with me shooting in the gym.
Tell Lucy and I said, fuck it, I'm tearing hoes in my
Drake and Rick Ross have had many massive and iconic collaborations over the years, and were even supposed to release a joint
A lot of
album,
bangers
but
together.
tensions
A lot of
arose in
bangers.
2015 during Meek Mill's feud with Drake, which started from Nicki Minaj,
Oh
Meek's
my.
girlfriend at the time. And
Another woman.
while Drake and Meek were dissing one another,
I learned the game from William Wesley.
You can never check me.
Rick Ross was close with Drake, and Meek was also signed under him. Ross picked a side and released the track Color Money. Ross went line after line, taking direct jabs and threatening Drake.
Homie made $1 million on his girl tour. Got him changing all the gun loans. So run for it, got some shooters in it.
In the
Never heard that diss track before.
following years, Drake and Ross actually squashed the beef from requests from Jay Prince. They resolved their issues and even collaborated on several.
Hey, so who's this Jay Prince guy? He seems to be like the main a equalizer or some shit. Like he just wants to solve all the problems and just keep it pushing forward. I need to know who this guy is.
Several songs together.
Tell him when I die, put my money in a crack.
Couple figures, kill a skull and collect. She fucking niggas.
But Drake being Drake, he did the silly again and invited
He
Ross's
did.
ex-girlfriend to one of his shows with VIP treatment, and she went. Because it's Drake.
Of course
so
she
when
went.
Drake replied to the
Of course
industry
she
with the
went.
track Push-Ups, Rick Ross responded
Plus
in a
another
matter of
woman.
a few hours with champagne moments.
Crack smoke is the exhaust from my pen and pad. Ghost writers, they get the floss, what you could have had.
It gets into the usual
Ghost
disses,
Riders.
as well as claiming Drake was begging for his women, stating that he sent a cease and desist to French Montana, and mocking his appearance, saying that he got a nose job.
And not even the first time he sent a cease and desist. Ooh.
And a tummy tuck. Oh, and most importantly, calling him a white boy.
White boy, I see you. Another white boy acting the same white boy that I see. White boy. I'm ready, white boy. Oh, with no underwear, white boy. White boy.
Yo, Rick Ross be cracking me up.
Drake eventually responded, and he shared a text with his mom, claiming that Rick Ross hasn't eaten in days, and it's turned him angry and racist, which is honestly funny as fuck. Since then, Ross has been milking this whole situation as much as he can, with what seems as daily posts on social media.
It was daily when he was like constantly trying to ask for attention for Drake, bro. He was trying to grab that attention.
But now, finally, the artist that started it all, someone that is arguably the greatest rapper ever, Kendrick Lamar.
Nobody pray for me.
Give me my keys, I'ma be late for work.
We gon' be alright. Nigga, we gon' be alright.
It's a life experience. Accept the experience.
And the winner is
the experience and learn how to move
Kendrick
on.
Lamar.
Drake and Kendrick first crossed paths.
Fire. You know what? For someone who doesn't drop as much music as pretty much everybody else who's constantly in the top 10 and top 100s, he keeps hitting top 100 every single time he drops an album. Every time he drops a song, it doesn't even matter if he hasn't been consistent dropping every year or whatever. Kendrick Lamar just has that caliber and that fan base where anytime he drops something, it just gets pushed. It gets pushed. And you know, that's a W for Kendrick. No cap. Seriously.
When Drake featured Kendrick on his tour with Rocky, as I mentioned before. Later, Drake included Kendrick on his album Take Care.
Looking in the mirror, I'm embarrassed.
And
they were
Kendrick
both on
even
each other's
featured Drake
albums.
on his album, Good Kid, Mad City.
I really hope you play this, cause old girl,
I haven't heard this song in a while.
But then we get a verse in 2013 by Kendrick on Big Sean's Control.
And that goes for Drake. I got love for you all, but I'm trying to murder you niggas.
This caused an uproar in the hip-hop industry, but Drake remained unfazed by being name-checked in the track, considering it's not that serious, and it's just the competitiveness of rap. And yeah, after Drake seemed to be praising Kendrick.
He's the new guy to love, and of course, I mean, rightfully so. He's super talented, you know.
Kind of the same thing that J. Cole did, you know? Dropped the diss track, then I guess I took it down, I guess. Oh, I don't know what happened to it. And then apologized, and then started giving him praise.
Underdog.
And by him, I mean Kendrick Lamar.
Extremely hungry. He's giving people like moments, you know, like that verse was a moment to talk about. Are you listening to it now at this point in time? Okay. And then I think that Kendrick has like the utmost potential, man. Like, I didn't feel the way about that verse. I get it.
Damn.
Again,
look how young
Kendrick
Drake
took
looked.
More shots at Drake in his XXL.
Damn, look how young Kendrick looked.
Nothing been the same since they dropped Control and tucked the sense of the rapper back in his pajama clothes.
And it didn't take long for Drake to reply, claiming that he's bigger than him in his own city. After 8 months, the feud appeared to have died down. Drake even praised Kendrick during an OVO fest, calling him a king.
I want to shout out my nigga Kendrick Lamar.
Yo, is it crazy how, if I'm not wrong, that's J. Cole, and they're talking about Kendrick Lamar. How time has a funny way of going back and making coincidental shit happen again. Them talking about Kendrick Lamar after beefing, I guess. Crazy how it comes back full circle.
Shout out to Kendrick. Kendrick was on my album. We went on tour together. That's one of the hardest niggas alive right there. He's legendary, so shout out to him. He should be standing right there. There's a lot of kings in this shit. You understand what I'm saying?
But Kendrick took offense to that compliment, which would not be the last time he'd react in a negative way towards praise.
What?
Over the years, there were subtle disses and subliminals in songs like Used To, King Kunta, Dark Side /
Yeah, there's
Gone,
always
and
little
Deep
slide
Thought.
disses.
And Kanye later confirmed a few years later that they were still on bad terms with one another.
Unfortunate.
So when it came to J. Cole and Drake's first-person shooter, J. Cole hailed himself, Drake, and Kendrick as the big three of the industry. So when we got Kendrick as a surprise feature on We Don't Trust You,
Fuck sneak this and first person shooter. I hope they came with 3 switches. Fuck the big 3. Nigga, it's just big me. Nigga, bounce.
fed up with the sneak dissing, Kendrick makes it very
That drop though, be hidden.
clear
Be
who he's
hidden.
talking about. Kendrick's verse was packed with double meanings of genius, emphasizing his message with shot after shot. And then the aftermath started,
The
creating a revolution
aftermath.
from many artists in the
The
game.
shockwaves of countless songs, and this is being sent to Drake.
Throwing their shots out. But how come everyone started going after Drake right after Kendrick did?
Well, obviously the attention it got. Y'all didn't see the numbers. Y'all didn't see every single media source talking about Drake and Kendrick Lamar. I'm not gonna lie, if I started my YouTube channel around the time this just happened, I probably would have had more viewers. That's just simple as that, because everybody wanted to see everybody's reaction to this.
Well, something you have to take into consideration is the business side of the feud. Hip hop is down. I think everyone knows that.
Everybody
Every
knows.
high-tier rapper has been on decline in terms of numbers and sales, including Drake. So when the top rapper in the game disses another massive artist, and we see the media and every music enjoyer suddenly starts talking about it, things are about to get interesting. Interesting by one being the track hitting #1 and staying at there for a very long time.
Damn.
Now, I'm not about to say that there's a conspiracy that all these artists were in on all of it, because I'm sure there's people out there that think that.
Ayo, Gran Tismo, appreciate the follow. Appreciate the follow. Appreciate the follow. Say what's up. Say what's up.
But these artists do understand that they'll profit from being involved. Beefs are good for hip hop. It's always been that way. But do these rappers really dislike Drake? Yes, undoubtedly. He's had numerous beefs over the years. Names that I didn't even mention. Even a lot
Word,
of the
like
current
X,
beefs that are or
French
allegedly are still
Montanas,
going on
and
that I didn't
freaking
uncover either. Drake
Kid
is treating
Cudi,
it like
pretty
a
sure.
game, and he always has. He's been patient, knowing that giving subliminals throughout his career would always bring him more attention through his projects. Okay, so we get the industry diss with push-ups. We get disses like saying he gave Future his first #1, that he lives in their heads rent-free, making fun of Kendrick for being small, saying he's not Big 3. He takes shots at the Weeknd's management, and hilariously only having one line for Metro Boomin.
Metro, shut your whole ass up and
Make some drums.
A lot of the disses were pretty much expected. Drake finally name drops the people in the track he's been dissing for years, but there are still many cryptic references that are vital to this whole situation. I mean, even if we look at one of the first lines, this line straight up tells Future, yo, like I'm sleeping with more of your women. Most of the fans don't know that, but the targets certainly do. So when we look at the subliminals towards Kendrick, Drake is bringing up his fiance, part of his fan.
I mean, shit, bro. If it's getting that subliminal when, like, people, regular people like me don't even know what the fuck they're talking about, but people who actually, like, are major fans know what the fuck they're talking about, that's different. That's a different caliber of, like, of a fan base.
Drake wanted a response more than anything.
Of course he did.
He got one.
Everybody wanna be demons, they get chipped by your throwaway. What's her name? Always a lame. Oh, you thought the money, the power of fame will make.
I won't delve into the full breakdown because that could easily be a 15-minute video on its own.
Right.
Yeah, there's plenty of lyrics with double meanings. Calling Drake a pedo, which I mean, yeah, you know, like he says that Drake tried to cease and desist the Like That record, calls him out for the ghost.
He's done that twice. That was mentioned in this video.
Calls Drake a deadbeat father.
Damn.
Goes on what Rick Ross was saying, calling him a white boy.
Damn.
These are fairly expected disses. Most of what Kendrick said, we've heard before.
Yeah.
But let's be for real. No one can outdo what Pusha T revealed to the world about Drake.
I mean, dude, Pusha T, that shit's still crazy. Like, one of the top 10, like, diss tracks of all time, bro. Like, what? Man, legit forced Drake into father duty. Like, how crazy is that?
But maybe Kendrick can. My biggest take from this whole diss was that it felt like a warm-up. He suggests there's much deeper dirt to uncover that Kendrick knows about, but knows he shouldn't take it that far. But if he takes it there, so will he. What might that information be? I'm not sure. But this definitely has everyone.
It might get
intrigued for what is
lethal.
about to
It
come,
might get
knowing
lethal.
that this isn't even Kendrick going all in.
Dear baby girl, I'm sorry that your father not active inside your world.
And he wasn't even going in. Hey yo, W video. Yo, W video. If you guys liked the video, drop a like, subscribe. I do this shit live on Twitch. Y'all can see me over there, man. I be chilling over there. You feel me? I be doing everything. Okay, maybe not everything. I don't know what you were thinking. But anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next one.